YouTube, it's Above Average Coding. We're finally back with a full-length video, y'all, and we have none other than some viewer VOD review for you guys. Everybody's favorite series where we go over a viewer's gameplay and tell them where they can improve in the Halo Infinite Ranked Arena. And y'all, I have had this one from Sticking Prism starting to collect dust in the VOD submissions channel of the Discord, but we are finally going to dive into it today. We have some ranked CTF 3 flag on Empyrean here, and we're going to go through some gameplay and just see what tips we can give my man here. And we actually did some gameplay for Sticking way back. Forgive me, Sticking, I don't remember exactly what tips I gave you in that one, but he is around kind of high platinum, so there are definitely some very obvious things that you can tweak and work on immediately, and we're going to go into that here. So right off the start here, of course, you do the common jump right here to Spanker, which I'm perfectly fine with. You throw some nades down past, and you kind of let your teammate go get it, which I'm kind of fine with this. I'll be honest with you. I'm normally the teammate just running in there like an idiot. Well, not like an idiot. He obviously gets the Spanker here. But I'm perfectly fine with if you see somebody going up to get it. There's no reason for you to also run up there and go get it. So one person chows here. You're putting in some shots. He does not trade with the rocket launcher, which is actually pretty nice. And you kind of back off here. You have one come up long haul, and then you kind of just chow to the death there. So that was a really... So the biggest thing, like, in my gameplay that I've worked on for quite some time is eliminating unnecessary deaths, especially at the beginning of the game, right? You guys just secured the rocket launcher. Your teammate got a kill with it. It's a pretty good start here. So even though you have an enemy up long haul and I see him, I'm probably not going to over-chow this. And the main reason being... Right when you walk over here, you can actually see you do have some help here. Your teammate's up tower. He probably went to get sniped. You have one teammate right here that's running back towards the base currently. So you have all the help in the world. You really don't have to take a 1v1 here, especially with a teammate who just went up and got a kill with rockets. Just to kind of lay the landscape here, there's all stuff that should be going through your head on how you take a gunfight, right? So I probably don't. I probably jiggle peek this guy, you know, put in a couple shots until my teammates turn their heads and look over at this enemy, right? However, your shields are not back yet, all right? So if you are going to take this chow, you at least need to get those back. And right as they start coming back, you go back out and chow. You put in a couple good shots, but by then it's already too late. So kind of the steps around a 1v1 here are avoid them at all costs, right? And it's like you had the help, and if you really do want to take this 1v1, because he's moving up solo, which is kind of, at least for face value, he's moving up solo, which is kind of a dumb play on his part. You have every advantage in the world here, so you kind of made this the worst death possible by, A, not letting your shields regen. But again, hey, I tip the ego chow. I do it plenty in my gameplay, but right here, this was a very avoidable death. And your teammate here, which you guys saw in the background of my little opening intro here, he gets overshield and then just goes AFK. I hate this. It's funny because this VOD review is from what, I think about almost 2 months ago now. My God, this thing collected a lot of dust. I'm sorry, Sticking. But I see this so often now. If somebody could tell me why everybody be going AFK lately, like, I really don't get it. Anyways, you spawn up here. Good job checking your death cams so you know that your teammate over there has OS. So hopefully he comes back from his mom yelling at him or whatever he's doing and pops that. So right here, off spawn, you have enemies in the base. You do a good job turning your head, and I think I actually listened to this prior because I breezed through the gameplay so I kind of know what I'm going to be looking at here, and these two are kind of kissing. But you did a good job actually using your headset, which enough players do not. You heard the enemies in the base fighting, you turn, and you unfortunately get traded out here, but there's enough help here, so I'm not too upset. I mean, maybe you could have avoided that melee there, but again, overall, I'm not upset. You guys cleaned them out. You technically only have 3 teammates right now, so everything's all good and fine. So you spawn up. You know they're going to be moving up. They're on flag here, so you kind of shift this way. And this guy really doesn't know what to do. And I have no problem with you challenging him here, but I want to kind of go over your aim here. So obviously, your reticle is not over this fella, like, at all in this gunfight. And what I did watch this gunfight back a couple times, and I'll play it a couple times for you guys here. The reason I think this is you aren't really, and I've talked about this in a lot of my aim videos, guys, is you aren't really using your strafe to keep your reticle over the enemy, right? And I've said this a lot. If you are strafing, I really do believe that strafing to keep the reticle over the enemy is much more crucial than strafing to make the enemy miss. And I hope that kind of makes sense here. And I believe I can slow down the playback speed. Let's go to 0.5 here, right? And what you kind of do in this gunfight is you do the same distance of strafe each time, kind of like on a cadence, and you obviously try to work your way out right. And I think that was kind of like the, oh no, I'm down in this gunfight, I'm going to try to jump away and move towards my nearest cover. And by then it's obviously already too late. So again, watch these strafes. You move a couple steps to the right, you move the same distance to the left, and then you come back right. And then you kind of just keep going because I think you kind of panic here. And for face value, the strafing's not really the problem, but I'd like to see you be a little bit more active with the strafes to keep the reticle over the enemy because you're using so little right stick. So again, on top of the strafing that I just explained, you want to use a little tiny bit of right stick because the strafing to keep the reticle, the little bit of right stick on top of the aim assist will just make your reticle stick to them like absolute glue. I'm going to be honest with you, but you use pretty much no right stick here. I can see a little bit of correction up and down, but you're really not doing anything to keep that reticle over the enemy. And I'll be honest with you, it's not that hard to do in this game. You just have to set yourself up for success with the very sticky aim assist in this game. So strafe to keep that reticle over the enemy. You know, strafe to meet them and then pull that trigger. Time your shot so that as the reticle drags over that enemy, you are pulling the trigger. Strafe with the enemy, don't just do your strafes to make them miss. We all have kind of a cadence that we like to follow with our strafes. But again, if you can hit the enemy first, it's not going to matter how many bullets they hit or miss because you are going to perfect them every time in a perfect environment. And everything else, just along with what I just said here, will really improve your 1v1 gunfights. I really want to break that down because I'll be honest, if you can implement that and think about what I just explained, maybe even watch some of my past aim videos, gotta plug the own content here while I'm explaining this, it'll go a long way in those gunfights because I'll be honest with you, Sticking, that guy was missing a lot of bullets, you just missed more bullets, so you kind of gave him the win in that gunfight is kind of what I'm alluding to here. So, cycling through the death camps, I love to see it. This is very important, y'all, because if you do not cycle through death camps, you do not know what is going on the map. Because right here, you can see teammate is fighting the guy that just killed you in base. So while I'm spawning, okay, one in base, pulling flag. Okay, cool. Cycle through. Oh, that teammate just killed the one in base. Base is clear. I'm watching teammate fight another one right here, rocket hall. There's an enemy rocket hall, right? One more click. Oh, just caught a glimpse of an enemy at top bridge. There's an enemy top bridge, right? So just cycling through your death cams, right? You just got information on 3 enemies. Not even watching your kill feed. Always watch the kill feed, but I've beaten that horse dead in these VOD reviews, guys. Watch the death cams because he got info that one enemy died, so he knows one's in the respawn screen. And he got info that one is rocket hall, and he got info that one is up here. So when he spawns, he doesn't even have to react to this guy. He just knows to snap up and look, right? All he has to do is react to where he spawns. And you do exactly that, and your teammate gets a perfect snipe right there. You turn over, you know the other enemy's there. And guys, like, a lot of people struggle with spawn. It's like, where do I go? What do I do? If you're not absorbing the information, you're making it that much harder on what to do. And I've talked a lot in the past about, like, you know, look around, see where your teammates are. This is when there isn't clear-cut information, but you got to use those death cams and take in the clear-cut information because sometimes that will dictate the decision before you even have to think. You know, and if you can save yourself the extra brain power in Halo Infinite, trust me, you're going to need it in other parts of your game. So you choose to kind of move back base here. You see a sniper on the ground. That's fantastic. Good job paying attention. A lot of people would miss that. And you're kind of looking around here. You were kind of hesitant on that sniper shot, but you're able to line it up the second time. Fantastic snipe there. You come back. Fantastic little kill there. And see, you used a little bit more right stick there, but you're still like a little like you're lagging behind the enemy here, right? You're very slow to react to their movements. Like right here, reticle's down. Okay, bring it over. Okay, he moves, and you actually catch that last bullet there, which is very nice. But just be very active with that reticle. You know, use the strafe here. Oh, and he has you one shot. You choose to back out. You get a nade on him. I really like your decision to switch back to the bandit here, right? Because you knew you got some damage here with this grenade right here. You did get a lot of damage on him there, so switching to the bandit here, he could have been one shot, and it's just a higher % chance shot of hitting the bandit. Teammate comes to help. And you actually come back to return this, and I really don't like this play. It looks like it's going to work out here, but I'll be honest with you. The flag is barely off the stand. Do not run backwards and give up the map, because I'm pretty confident you just cleared out your base here based on all the kills that came through the feed. So just leave this flag. Just leave it. Don't even return it. Your teammate's right here. He's going to sprint onto it. I would just turn around and help the flag carrier. And again, this flag is coming through no problem, but you never know. You want to do everything in your power to secure that flag across the map. So I'm literally booking it and just going to help that flag carrier. You do a good job covering over with the snipe, which is fine. But again, it was going to work out regardless here. You catch a glimpse of one running up tower, and you're kind of just standing in the open looking for him. You drop down, and then you are pretty much dead here. So, first things first, you do have the sniper in hand. You want to protect that thing. You do not want to die with that thing. Either post up and take an angle with it, or be a little bit aggressive and work around your teammates up here with it. Do not do this. You got great info here. I'd like to see you ping it up, which you do there, and then you're kind of waiting for info to come to you, but you're standing out in the open when you're doing it, right? And if the if the enemy is pushed all the way up tower, chances are a push is coming, and it's coming pretty fast, because they're going to fly up to this fellow once they see him up here, and he's actually already lifting up. It's behind the webcam, so you guys can't see it. But you don't want to stand out in the open, because you can get shot from just about anywhere in mid-map from where you are standing. You got to drop down. You got to go back base, maybe even play like needler corner or something like that. Just be kind of like, again, take cheeky angles with the snipe. Don't just move out in the open with it. And then they get the info on you before you get the info on them. And then by then it's already too late. Like, you really want to think about where you are when you're trying to get this info. And yes, you just came off some big plays to defend your flag, but that doesn't dictate being cocky enough to just stand out in the open. So a pretty iffy play there. So just be smarter about how you're getting your information after you kind of know where the push is going. And I kind of like your play there to kind of throw him off. But personally, once I throw that nade, I'm probably just sliding out and challenging this dude, because you did get some damage on him. I'm probably just flying out on him, to be honest. I'm not even giving him this chance to, like, regroup and think he's getting his shields back. I'm really just flying at it. And now you're here set up for this OS, which I'm fine with. I'd maybe wait somewhere where I get more info, but I really don't have a big problem with this. And good job getting that win here. The one thing I just want to say, just to think about here, is when you're on OS like this, depending on how this gunfight goes, I'm completely thinking about potentially taking OS off the map. I'm going to do whatever it takes to not let this guy get the OS. Either get the kill or take it off the map. All I know is he is not getting that OS. So hopefully that was going through your head here. But you do a good job winning. A little bit better job, I should say, keeping your reticle over the enemy. So you pop that OS right away. You're moving up. You got teammates moving up. You actually have one dead here, so you guys are in the disadvantage. You might even have two dead here, actually. So right now, just based off you being the only two in base, you're going to need pretty much 4 dead here to get this flag moving. Otherwise, you guys kind of just have to chill back here, live up, and hope that your teammates get up there quickly. So you guys do secure 1 kill. You turn and run back towards tower, which is all right. Teammate starts pulling the flag, which just was not the play. And then you guys both go down. The biggest thing when you're in the enemy base in CTF is you need the advantage. If you do not have the advantage, do not even bother trying to pull that flag unless you see, like, the holy route and the enemies aren't even looking at you, because chances are it's just not going to work. You need the advantage. You need a rack of kills. Otherwise, that flag is not going to get moving, especially once you get up to higher lobbies out of platinum, because less mistakes will be made. So you spawn up, you get the snipe. You see one moving right up to your training here, and you're looking around. You're going to go up tower and get some info, which this is fine, because, again, guys, there's really nothing going on right now. And they actually start pulling your flag as I say that. But like, until you secure that mid-map control or you get a pick or two, you don't really have to go crazy, especially if you have sniper. You can wait a moment and kind of see what plays out. And these enemies are literally just bum rushing the flag, so you're just patiently waiting. He turns and runs back to the base with it, because, again, he doesn't have the advantage, guys. And this is the perfect example of when you don't have the advantage. And I like that you didn't chase that kill there, especially since you have snipe. I like seeing you be careful with the snipe. I'm probably not just standing on that flag to return it there, though, because that's That's kind of a risky play and might be a free kill for the enemy there, especially if they throw some nades on it. And that dude was just oblivious. Good job with the back smack. And then again, you're just standing out in the open with the snipe. Like, I'm not gonna drill this one dead here. Just don't stand in the open. You know, you have this cute little L piece here to your right. Work around that, jiggle around that, and more importantly, you're staring at 2 of your teammates right here. So if you have 2 teammates moving up for free to long haul, you see nothing coming through Rocket Hall to green, chances are the enemies are going to be on your left, right? And they actually get there pretty quickly. Again, you're just dancing out in the open here. You're taking damage, and I believe one just comes right up tower and melees you. And now your teammates are actually doing the, like, huh? And now they all have to turn their head and see what's going on, right? So quickly, when you see where your teammates are, snap your head around, get the information, ping it up, so that hopefully your teammates can turn and help you, rather than being like, oh no, what happened to sticking, and turning around and trying to kind of clean up the mess that was left behind. So, and again, these guys are just really quick. They're just flying through sword here, and just like an overall, like, from a general gameplay standpoint, is if they're just flying up sword for free, sword side for free, maybe you want to, like, eat up that area of the map, especially when you're up 1-0, because any little bit you can do to slow them down is huge, especially with the Bulldog spawning over there nowadays. You can grab that Bulldog and get some pretty cheeky kills over there on the sword side. And I love the damage you're putting in here, but again, you're standing out in the open. Be very careful standing out in the open. You start reloading out in the open, and then by the time you get to cover, he has time to place a grenade, and it actually takes you down. So just be very careful where you're taking the gunfights. Always have cover, always have a route to escape, but I'll be honest with you, this team is not playing a good game of CTF, because all while that is going on, this flag is just ripping across the map, and, like, I don't even understand how they let this happen. And again, this is kind of what I meant by unless you see the holy route and the enemies aren't looking at you. Your teammate was smart enough to realize that they are literally just fighting you guys in base. He's like, I'm just going to bring this flag home, and then you do a good job of doing just enough here. You and your teammates do enough, because even though you go down, your spawners are coming up right now. You did damage to that guy, and then there's nothing that he's going to be able to do. He's going to have to back up and get his shields, and even if he wants to go crazy and chow, it's already too late. The flag is in. So this is some pretty good CTF here. But again, you're starting to see kind of the changes you could make to your gameplay to seriously improve. And I don't know how you have a teammate that's 0... Neither here nor there, but you could easily be probably 9 or 10 and maybe like 5 right here, and it's like those are the kill to death ratios that are going to help you skyrocket in rank. But these are the little decisions you have to kind of like squeak out of your gameplay to make that KD a lot better and just make the game a lot easier for you and your teammates. Easy kill there. He's just flying out in the open. And again, you hop on the return here. I'm really not worried about returning the flag. Maybe that's a bad take, but if I have all the help in the world and we have the advantage here in our base, I'm just not worried about returning it. It's kind of just putting me out in potential free kill territory, right? So I'm just going to be very careful and just fight over it. But again, these dudes are just throwing themselves out there, and you're doing a great job of taking advantage of it, right? I definitely did not see this in your first VOD review, and again, I'm not pretending like I all of a sudden just remember it and what happened in it, but you definitely did not play like this, right? You don't have to play perfect Halo, but when you see the enemy making mistakes, you have to take advantage of it. Make the enemy look silly. Don't let them make you look silly, right? Like, we can make all the mistakes in the world. It just comes down to which team takes advantage of those mistakes better in these lobbies. That's just really what it comes down to. You choose to wait for the spanker. You instantly run backwards towards your spawn side, and these are those 50-50 decisions where it's like, there's not necessarily a clear right answer, but there is a wrong answer. You don't even look. I mean, you kind of give it like a half look, but you don't get any information here. If you would have turned to the right, you would have gotten a free kill, because as you can see here, he pops out, and he actually gets a free kill on your teammates, so now you guys are 2 dead. If this was a much more competitive game, this is a horrible play. It's not that big of a deal, because this team is just, like, not doing a good job at getting the advantage and getting that flag moving. But you really should be checking your own side, because you guys moved up to the middle of the map no problem. So chances are base side is pretty much clear and open. So I really don't understand the play to run backwards here. So definitely just check the side where it's more than likely an enemy's going to be coming from. So I like that you're moving up high side here. And the flag is actually moving, but you choose to keep moving up. So I don't always hate this decision, But based on where your spawners are coming up, and there's basically only one person fighting on flag, you don't really know what's going on back here. I'd maybe just keep the long haul control, especially since you have one rocket, because now that you moved up all the way to here, you kind of just have to be more patient. You don't want to just tell them that you're back here, so you kind of just have to wait and see if somebody comes in your vision. And you actually choose to pull the flag, which, what you're doing is you're basically just letting the entire enemy team know that you're back there, and they just got 2 kills, and it's not going to be a secret that there's one person from the base shooting at them. So everybody's going to know that you're alone, and they're going to have one person respawning here. So I'm willing to bet you this flag, you don't get it very far. You might have to just throw it out and fight and try to live up here, which it looks like that's what you're going to try to do. So you pull out this other rocket, and you actually have a pretty good pinch on the flag carrier here, which is great. You already used your grenades. You get a nice kill there. You try to switch to the rocket, and then you give them a free rocket. Oh, no. And now you guys are 2 dead. Luckily, teammates are flying to get some kills. So this is going to get pretty scrappy. But again, this flag's not going to... It's not going to go anywhere. You guys might be able to get a flag moving off of it. But this is just really sloppy, and I hate to say it, it really did start with that play that you made to go solo towards the flag. Sometimes that could certainly be a play like your teammate that got one moving earlier, but I think 9 times out of 10 it probably isn't. And again, it's only working because this team is just playing, they're really staggered, like really, really staggered and not playing together. So the more you play with your team, the more you're going to just absolutely decimate this other team. But one positive here, great job having this reticle up and ready to shoot. You literally pop this guy immediately when you turn the corner, and that's exactly what you have to do. And again, you're struggling here. Do the aim tips that I told you, and I think you kill this guy a lot faster. Like, you're kind of either doing all left stick or all right stick. You really want to find that healthy balance of both. A little bit heavier on the left stick, of course. And they didn't even use that rocket. Oh, my goodness. I'm perfectly fine with you wasting that. You're probably going to get these kills here. Easy peasy. And based on the time here, I don't think you get this flag moving immediately, but it's looking pretty good here. Good job switching out that empty launcher. You take some damage here, so I'd like to see you get your shields back. And you want to run this flag. Your shields are broken again. See, and now you're 2 dead, right? You're 2 dead, 2 people on the flag. This flag run is mainly chalked unless you guys can get 4 dead. So you guys have to just focus on living and getting kills here. I'm less focused on kills, and what's going through my head here is I'm trying to buy time for my spawners to get up ASAP, right? Because the longer you can survive in the base and be a menace, they're not going to be moving up and pulling your flag. They're going to be more worried about their flag than yours. So you literally just have to live up here, and you're kind of just chilling. You hesitate on shooting that guy probably because you don't want to give away your location, which I'm guessing they're collapsing on you now because your teammate already died. Yep, and here they come, and there you go. I mean, you tried to live up. You lived up long enough where they could get to mid-map, which is fine. Actually, it looks like they're pushing your base pretty heavy here. But again, like I said, once that flag run's chalked, it's live up or bust, honestly. So you come back base here. So I like that you've been using your grenades, because again, I noticed earlier you were out of your grenades, but don't throw both of them right here, because like they're pulling the flag out of the base, so they're trying to leave this area. Like if you want to use one, I'm okay with that, but I definitely wouldn't smoke both. And if you're going to use one, like maybe ricochet it off like the wall or something up the stairs, just in case they do pull it that way, because now you have 0 grenades. Well, you actually end up picking one up off the ground, but in an ideal world or a normal situation, you just smoke both those grenades, which is not ideal. Regardless, good job getting that kill. And again, you're reaching for information out in the open. You don't have to do that. You can maybe go back base. You can maybe hug the line here. Just don't stand on that front pad there. But you guys are literally just destroying them. I'm guessing you guys are going to go get your mid-map control and probably put this game to bed. So I'm probably going to give my closing thoughts here as you guys go up and cap this last flag, I would assume. And this homie just walks right past. It's official. It's official. You're playing bots. No, I'm just kidding. All love, all love. We all make mistakes in all ranks. Let's be honest, especially in my own gameplay. But sticking, I like what I see. You're playing you're playing intelligently aggressive. You're doing a good job keeping that reticle up, and you're definitely not afraid to engage in a gunfight. I would definitely like to see you improve on your aim with the tips that I gave you. Dude, just literally practice, practice, practice. Shoot bots, shoot bots. That's all you can really do, and I promise you, you will get that cracked aim. I promise you. And right here, another situation. Perfect where you would have your grenades. Think a little bit more about where you throw your grenades. Don't always throw both right in the same place, because if you can pop a grenade down right here, you not only have this dude running up, you have this dude pulling the flag, and you can time it up perfectly and do a lot of damage immediately with a grenade there. But on top of that, try to minimize your mistakes, but keep capitalizing on the mistakes of the enemy, which obviously it's easy to kill the enemy that's just walking out in front of you and you get a free back smack. But you did a very good job in this gameplay, really just putting yourself in a position to make the other team look silly. And if you saw somebody pushing up solo, you guys ganged up on them pretty easily, especially with those snipes flying across the map. So I was pretty happy with what I saw here. But you're definitely going to want to squeeze out those mistakes where you're kind of just gathering information out in the open. The higher you go, low diamond, especially in high diamond, the moment you are out in the open, the moment you are going to get absolutely blasted with gunfire. And it's going to actually surprise you how quick it comes in. So just be very careful being out in the open. But good job here, 21-9. Again, this is the stat line that you want to see that is going to skyrocket you in rank. But also, you saw how it could have been a much better stat line. It could have been a much quicker game, and it could have been a much clean. Well, I guess it can't be much cleaner than 3-0, but you get the point here. Great gameplay. Obviously, you wanted to send some gameplay showing your improvement from the VOD review we did 6 months ago, and you certainly did that. But I also like to pick it apart, and it's not always a, woo, let's go, sticking, Platinum 4, you've done it, you're done, the grind is over. No, I very much want to point out where you can continue to improve, because even in the easy and dominant games like this, we all still make mistakes. Nobody plays a perfect game, but let's be real, it feels better when you don't make mistakes in any game, so the sooner you can realize what's going on and smooth them out, the better it's going to go. So sticking, I hope this helped you out. Everybody else, if you would like to submit a viewer VOD review, guys, join the Discord by the link in the description. It is completely free. This whole process is completely free. In the Discord, there is a VOD submissions channel. Link me some gameplay of yours. Let me know what rank you are and what you think you need to work on, and I'll go through it for a video. I actually have one more to do, so now is a good time to send some in, y'all. But outside of that, subscribe. Hit that thumbs up down below, guys. Leave a comment. Any other tips here you have for sticking Prism. And then, of course, guys, channel memberships and super thanks. These VOD reviews are completely free. Everything here is completely free, but if you would like to support monetarily through the way of channel memberships or super thanks, it helps out ever so much, since I am a lowly content creator. But alrighty, guys, that does it from me. This one's long enough. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay tuned for the next video.